Thank you for joining me. My name is Jarrell. I'm a human being. I'd like to have a serious conversation about AI, LLMs, large language models, and their place in our culture, our creative spaces, and in our workplaces. Today, our discussion is quite serious and is going to be very important. I'm going to ask you something that I generally don't ask on this channel. If this video resonates with you, I ask that you share it with people that you feel would appreciate it. I have no intention of insulting or belittling anyone. I'm going to share my life advice and share a deeper understanding of the implications of the acceptance and use of generative AI in our culture. I will focus on the day-to-day personal impact of AI. If you would like a discussion on the corporate side of generative AI, you may let me know and we can discuss that another day. If you are going to throw a tantrum and defend generative AI as being actual art, you may let me know in the comment section and I will respond with a link to a baby shark video, so you will have something you can watch that your level of intelligence will allow you to understand. At the end of my presentation, I have a personal message to my fellow artists out there around the world, so I hope you will stick around for that. We are discussing this topic today in response to Unity focusing on forcing generative AI systems into their game engine, instead of actually improving and fixing the game engine itself, which is constantly getting worse with every new version. Today, instead of focusing on Unity's predatory and scam-focused generative AI business model taking priority over producing a functioning game engine, I want to discuss something that's a bit more important. Let's speak seriously about generative AI. Why is generative AI so appealing to some people? To answer this, we need to understand how people work. People, whether they understand it or not, are driven by a desire to feel respected. People want acknowledgement. People want to feel accomplished. What makes people respect or acknowledge you? There are three basic paths to earning respect and acknowledgement from other people. Number one, capability. Number two, wisdom. Number three, accomplishments. When a stranger meets you, they know nothing about you. If they see you have capability, they will respect you. If they see you have wisdom, they will respect you. And if they see you have accomplishments, they will respect you. What generative AI does is allow you to cheat, to take advantage of the trust that we as human beings have built up over thousands of years, and it allows you to trick people into thinking you have capability, wisdom, and accomplishments. People want those things. AI allows people who do not already have those things to feel like they have those things. Generative AI allows you to trick people into believing you have capability, wisdom, and accomplishments, and they will respect and acknowledge you. But this is a lie. You have lied. It is very similar to wearing a military uniform and patches and pretending you were in the military to gain the respect of people. Using generative AI and calling yourself an artist or a programmer or an engineer or a technician is the same thing as stolen valor, because you're taking advantage of people's trust and you're posing as something you are not. Generative AI allows people to produce an end asset with no effort, no understanding, and no experience. People who utterly lack ability use generative AI to feel like they have ability. They feel like they are now equal to artists, technicians, and engineers who have spent decades honing their craft. But the key word is feel. People who use generative AI to produce an end asset still have no understanding, they have gained no experience, they have no actual ability, but they get to feel like they do. That is why generative AI is so appealing. But through this route, people using generative AI are being cheated out of actually gaining wisdom and experience. And if you think about this, you might be able to understand why it is so dangerous in the workplace to replace actual people with AI, because you will be flooding an industry with people who have no idea, no understanding of the industry, and they will never be able to gain an understanding, and they will be in charge of running an industry they don't understand. So, this is the reason why you see people online fighting so violently to defend and champion generative AI. If generative AI is taken away, those people will lose the thing that makes them feel like they have ability and wisdom. And if generative AI is taken away, big business, corporate, will not have an easy route to cut costs and replace humans. Let's discuss creation and art. What is creation? It is not just thinking of something and blurting it out. Literally anyone can do that. Creation is a deeply complex set of skills and an ocean of knowledge, all coming together with years or decades of refined skills to not just think of something new, to not just come up with interesting concepts, but to forge that into existence and to make something that people can understand and relate to. You must have a deep understanding of the media that has come before you, the things that inspired you and influenced you, and you have to be able to avoid stealing or ripping off those ideas in your pursuit to create something original. Creation is very much technical and intellectual. It comes entirely from the mind. So what is art? Art is the sharing of an idea or feeling filtered through your life's experience. The art that you create is unique to you because your life experiences allowed you to reach that point. Your joy, your pain, your hatred, your love, all of your experiences are what make you who you are. Those experiences influence your brushstrokes, the way you strum your guitar, the way you sing a line of music, the way you animate a character for a video game. Art is individual and unique. It is our way to reach out through the terrifying empty void of the world, to reach other people and to let them know they are not alone. Art is our only way to strike back against the unavoidable end to each of our fleeting existence. Art is fiery and passionate, and it can be terrifying and unwieldy. While creation comes from the mind, art comes from the heart. It is when these things come together, creation and art, that we are able to produce works that inspire people to not just live their lives, but to aspire, to believe, to have hope, to endeavor to create art themselves. It is our life's meaning and purpose as we spend decades honing our craft to become the absolute best that we can be. Art allows us to shout through the dark void, "Is anyone out there? Can anybody hear me?" And how art works is someone out there will see you, they will hear you, and they will respond, "Yes, I hear you. You are not alone." Art is beautiful. And what generative AI does is allow people to lie, to trick, to scam. It requires no intelligence, no experience, no ability, no wisdom. You push a couple buttons, a computer produces generic, superficial assets with no soul, no heart. And if you look at those AI-generated assets and you shout through the void, "Is anyone out there? Can anybody hear me?" the only response you will get back is silence. I'm going to give you life advice that I do not see anyone discussing over the internet. It is not the production of the asset that is important. The production of the asset is not the art, it is not the end goal, and it is not the meaning in your life. It is a lie, a scam, perpetrated by greedy corporations to monetize your subconscious desires to be respected and acknowledged. It is not the production of the asset that gives your life value and meaning. It is the doing of the thing that gives your life value and meaning. It is learning how to use a paintbrush, learning how to sculpt a 3D model, learning how to put notes together to make music, learning how to program a video game. It is the act of doing, of learning, of becoming that gives your life meaning and value. With each line of code you program on your own, With each stroke of the paintbrush or stylus, with each strum of the guitar, you improve as an artist and as a person. It is the act of doing that expands and allows you to develop your true capability. It is the act of doing that gives you real, genuine wisdom. It is the act of doing that is your real accomplishment. AI is not an appropriate learning tool or replacement for human teachers because it lacks understanding. It is superficial, it is a facade, it's a trick. And I trust you are intelligent enough to understand when you are being tricked and taken advantage of. I do not believe in generative AI. I believe in you. I believe you can do it. I believe you can grow, you can excel, and you will. As you live, you will experience, you will feel, you will age, and one day you will cease to exist. And everything you believe in, everything that you think is important, will someday lose all value entirely. It is your understanding of that concept, it is your response to those feelings that shapes who you are as an artist, as a musician, as a technician, and as a human. By championing generative AI, by telling our kids you shouldn't put in any effort, you shouldn't strive to become more, just use AI, we are robbing our kids of their future. If we do that, we rob them of their opportunity to excel. By looking at generic AI assets and saying, wow, this is good, I like this better than real art, we rob our children's chance to feel acknowledged, to feel respected, to feel like they have accomplished anything. Whether our world turns pro-AI and decides our lives have no meaning anymore, or whether we double down as artists and as humans, as people who appreciate art and push ourselves to become stronger, tougher, more capable, and produce the best art humanity has ever seen, that is entirely up to you. And now for a personal message to my fellow artists out there. Don't give up. Do not lose hope. I understand how frustrated you feel that generative AI can produce an asset in a matter of seconds. And people with no actual ability can flood your creative space. They can block you out with garbage that has no actual value. I understand how you feel when you see people online say that they actually like AI. They prefer generative AI content more than actual art. If that is how you feel, then do something AI cannot do. Do more. Work harder, excel, create works that are so inspiring, so beautiful, so powerful, that your work cannot be ignored. Live the fullest life that you can to bring soul to your works. Inspire other people. You can do it. No matter how difficult it seems, do not give up. You can do something that generative AI users will never be able to do. You can excel. You can be more. The world needs you. And the world needs you to create real art. So do it. Thanks for listening.